I'm Dr. Chris Bergwald.
I'm Father Scott Trainer.
Welcome to the series of videos that we're doing on pastorate leadership teams, unpacking Patrick Lencioni's book, The Advantage. We're looking at the first discipline necessary to have a healthy organization, build a cohesive leadership team. Habit number 3, after trust, after healthy ideological conflict, Father,
comes
achieving commitment.
Achieving commitment. And this is only possible so if you think of these 5 habits, they like make a pyramid. The foundation is trust. The next level up is trust enables or makes possible this good, healthy ideological conflict about ideas, not about people, so it doesn't cross the line into being personal. And then when everyone can put their idea on the table, that sets up and frees the possibility of co-responsibility. We are, as a team, committed to this course of action. And the beauty is when everyone knows they've had a chance to be heard and their ideas have been considered and weighed and refined and talked around on the team in our ideological conflict, when we decide, everyone has a lot freer, knowing that they've been heard and their ideas have been considered and valued, to agree and commit to that decision and that course of action. This is so important for a healthy organization because if that doesn't happen, what happens? If someone just no one ever asked me, it was decided, I think it's stupid, people will sit back with little alligator arms and just I just watch, it's gonna crash and burn, and I'm gonna take a perverse pleasure when it crashes and burns, right? But that is totally the polar opposite of this co-responsibility of the team for our commitments.
Right.
So to be able and to be encouraged and drawn out in healthy ideological conflict really enables this commitment. Like, I can come out of that meeting, and even if it wasn't my idea, I'm coming out of that meeting as if it was my idea, my preferred and perfect way of doing it. I'm that all in on it, and I'm not undermining it in kind of meetings after the meetings, conversations with people elsewhere in the organization. I am all in. So a sign of a healthy leadership team is whatever decision you guys are moving forward with, that there is a united front in that team. Because our chance to fight that out happened in ideological conflict.
Yep. And again, this is just, Pat is such an astute observer of human nature, human behavior, that point that you were just making about how even if it wasn't the idea that I proposed, because we hashed it out, because we're all equal, it's a level playing field, because there's not favorites, or the boss's idea doesn't trump everybody else's.
Minimal politics.
Exactly, because we hashed it. And all right, that makes sense. So I'm going to say this on your behalf. I love you more than once. We'll hash it out, and you've got ideas. You have lots of ideas. It's part of your own genius. But more than once, as we've hashed out, you've seen, no, there's another idea that's the better idea. Go forward. So even you as the leader have modeled how it doesn't matter whose idea, what's the best idea.
Right.
And then from that, it's that much easier again to commit to what the idea is.
Amen. I forgot what I was going to say.
So we, just a very sort of practical, pragmatic example for us in this is one of the things our department is responsible for is discipleship camp. D camp, junior high, high school, every summer. Diocese has been doing this for years. And recently we were talking about what's the best way to make sure, it's important, Father, that at discipleship camp that the kids eat.
Yeah, it's important. Probably breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I thought fasting was important.
Yeah.
But,
so we were trying to figure out the best way to fill that very practical need. And there were different ideas brought to the table. We could order catering, have someone cater in. We could ask Broomtree to see if their kitchen can provide on site. Or we could, can we find some volunteers who want to do this? And we had a lot of good conversation about the pros and cons of those different solutions. Those are all perfectly good ways to meet the practical need. But we were able to enter into good conversation about that. And later in this series of videos, we're going to talk about strategic anchors and some other key principles as a leadership team to guide your decision making. But as we were talking about that, one of our ideas as in whatever we're doing is we want to get as many people involved as possible. We want to expand the number of people who are invested in the good things that we're doing in our diocese to build up lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. And so we were convinced, like, no, I think the ideal way was like, hey, let's go out there and see if there's someone who would really actually find that like an awesome blessing to be able to use their gifts and talents and time in the service of decamp by running the kitchen.
Yep.
And we found those people.
Yep.
And I've been delighting since that conversation, because I think my preferred decision is like, let's just have Broomtree do it.
Right.
Like, it's the path of least resistance was my thing. And like, okay, but what, so through our conversations, we wanted to go this other way. Okay, let's do it in that. And like, it's been a much better decision because the people have come forward, they're receiving blessings. It's cool in their conversations to see what's happening in their lives and just kind of the, I don't know, cascading goodness that's coming from that.
Right, as you said earlier, their gifts, they're able to use their gifts for the sake of the diocese. So all these values that we see are being applied here. So to me, that's a great example of where conversation, but what's the best solution, and then you commit. So there's no gaps going forward. Right,
There's no second guessing.
Exactly. So we're all aligned. There's alignment. This is the way we're going forward, even if it wasn't necessarily my idea.
Okay.
Thanks, Father.
Thanks.